problems associated from the COVID-19 vaccine.
If you've taken the COVID-19 vaccine, you could possibly have heart problems within 3 years.
CDC is issuing a new report today warning a possible link between COVID and vaccines and rare heart inflammation.
New details about a possible link between a heart ailment among young people and the COVID-19 vaccine.
Possible link between vaccinated teens and heart inflammation.
Myocarditis is noted by the Canadian Pediatric Society as a possible side effect of mRNA vaccines.
Heart inflammation in teens and young adults after getting the coronavirus vaccine.
The CDC finding 16 to 24-year-olds who received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine have experienced higher than normal cases of myocarditis.
10,000 Americans reported ringing in their ears after receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
It's called tinnitus.
There's a probable link between young men who received the second dose of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine and a heart inflammation
in young people vaccinated for COVID-19.
The inflammation and vaccine are connected.
Heart inflammation problem.
CDC says it's likely COVID-19 vaccines are causing some cases of heart
inflammation in people who've received a COVID
More
shot.
confirmed cases of heart problems in young people who got the shot.
Heart inflammation after getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
Here is what the CDC is now investigating.
The panel warning of a higher than expected number of cases of myocarditis
or heart inflammation after the second dose.
Just 12 hours after getting the first dose, she woke up with no feeling from the neck down.
A potentially fatal blood clot following the jab.
Link between the shot and heart inflammation called myocarditis.
Higher than expected cases of heart inflammation in 16 to 24-year-olds following doses of Pfizer and Moderna vaccine. Link between a heart condition and the vaccine.
mRNA vaccine recipients have experienced
heart inflammation days after being vaccinated.
Increased reports of heart inflammation following the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines.
The CDC is investigating a heart problem
after getting the COVID vaccine.
We think that the incidence of development of heart problems might be as high as 30%.
Less than 24 hours after receiving her second dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, she was unable to move from the neck down.
Life-altering injuries that they believe are from the vaccine.
Local man suffered blood clots as a result of getting the Pfizer vaccine.
They had to do surgery to remove the blood clots, and so that's invasive. So there's been brain damage.
We know that the vaccination and the booster, especially the Moderna, is associated.
Some European countries like Sweden and Denmark have decided to stop using the COVID-19 vaccine.
An 18-year-old health worker has developed blood clots after getting her COVID vaccine.
She's going to have both legs amputated after getting sick with COVID. Claire was vaccinated.
They didn't want Emma's situation to discourage people from getting vaccinated.
Blood clots associated with their shot.
There is a definite association.
Serious blood clotting side effect.
I gathered a data set from the reporting system. All of these reports mention clots.
A New South Wales man has reportedly died 8 days after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine.
Heart complications following his first Pfizer dose.
A Las Vegas teenager is learning to walk all over again after suffering rare side effects from the COVID-19 vaccine.
She lost feeling in much of her body just hours after getting Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
The shot has been linked to a rare autoimmune disease. News of a rare neurological syndrome.
Side effect with a rare disorder.
Actually, I would say actually not that rare.
Grateful to have some mobility back.
Strange side effects from the COVID-19 vaccine.
Potentially serious neurological complications.
Mysterious death of a man who died just hours after getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
Multiple sclerosis after the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
Death of a woman who passed away several days after getting her second Moderna vaccine.
The obituary for this Kansas woman says she died after receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
Died as a result of the vaccine.
The obituary says it was from COVID-19 vaccine-induced thrombotic thrombocytopenia.
Dr. Adalja says there aren't any known long-term effects.
As far as this happening years down the road, we'll have to wait and see since the vaccine is still relatively new.
As I understand it then from what you're saying is that it may be that there needs to be some compromise in some of the safety measures that would normally be expected to create a vaccine because time is so crucial.
Well, of course, if you want to wait and see if a side effect shows up 2 years later, that takes 2 years.
You take it and then a year goes by and everybody's fine. Then you say, okay, that's good. Now let's give it to 500 people. And then a year goes by and everything's fine. You say, well, then now let's give it to thousands of people. And then you find out that it takes 12 years for all hell to break loose. And then what have you done?
footballer in the Adelaide Crows Sandful squad has been struck down by a severe reaction to a COVID jab. Hannah Ford is at West Lakes. Hannah, the player is suffering from a rare side effect.
Mike, 7 News understands the player has suffered from the side effect after receiving his first dose of the Pfizer vaccination. He was sent to hospital and diagnosed with pericarditis. Cardiologists have ordered him not to exercise for 3 months and to take medication.
Good afternoon. A coroner has concluded the BBC Radio Newcastle presenter Lisa Shaw died after complications of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccination. Lisa, who was 44, died in May, 3 weeks after being given her first dose of the vaccine.
Just days after getting their second COVID-19 vaccine, 2 teenage boys died in their...
At this time.
I think everyone wants to know if he's had the COVID vaccine.